So I want to come to you, Ma'at, and then to the rest of the women. You know, you see, Calvin was a cool brother. You know, from around the way, he got a job, had a little pep in his step, and you know, he's turning his life around. And so, let's say you have Calvin's not a young boy. He's about same age as you, Ma'at, and let's say you have 2-3 kids, and you know, God forbid, whatever the case, you and your husband are not together. Now you're single, you're tired of being alone, and you have 2 potential suitors. Calvin is a great guy. He has good character, and he's funny. You like being around Calvin. But Calvin makes, you know, $23,000 a year. And then you got Melvin. Melvin looks kind of like Calvin, but he's stiff. He's a cornball. He's boring. You don't have as much fun with Melvin as you do with Calvin, but Melvin makes $80,000 a year, and you know he'll be a good provider. Who do you choose and why?
Let the tap dancing begin.
For those of us who, you know, who are in our 40s, you know, back in the day, there was the commercial about a brother named Calvin who was a hard worker, and he worked at, well, let me just share the clip.
That was McDonald's, wasn't it?
Yep.
Hey, isn't that Calvin? I haven't seen him for a while. Wonder where he's heading. I heard he got a job. Is that right? Well, it's about time he got himself together. Now that you mention it, there is something different about him. Just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Looks like responsibility's been good for him. Well, I'm just glad somebody believed in him enough to give him a chance. Wonder where he's working.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
All right. That was Calvin. That was Calvin. So, you know, Calvin, he was on the block, and, you know, he got a job. You know, Mickey D's hooked him up. He was making minimum wage. I think today is like what, $7.35, but back in those days it was like $3.35. I remember those days vividly, right? And so I want to come to you, Ma'at, and then to the rest of the women. You know, you see, Calvin was a cool brother. You know, from around the way, he got a job, had a little pep in his step, and you know, he's turning his life around. And so, let's say you have Calvin's not a young boy. He's about same age as you, Ma'at, and let's say you have 2-3 kids, and you know, God forbid, whatever the case, you and your husband are not together. Now you're single, you're tired of being alone, and you have 2 potential suitors. Calvin is a great guy. He has good character, and he's funny. You like being around Calvin. But Calvin makes, you know, $23,000 a year. And then you got Melvin. Melvin looks kind of like Calvin, but he's stiff. He's a cornball. He's boring. You don't have as much fun with Melvin as you do with Calvin, but Melvin makes $80,000 a year, and you know he'll be a good provider. Who do you choose and why?
Let the tap dancing begin.
Wait, who'd you ask?
This is for Mod. This is for Mod.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna speak in a minute when it's not on Ray.
It's not on Ray. You're looking at the okay. Zoom.
All right. So, are you talking about me right now? You're saying like right now in my 30s,
right? So you're in your 30s. You say you have 3 kids. You're single. You're not with your husband. Say whatever the case. God forbid. You know, you're just not together. You're tired of being alone. You want companionship, and you have two potential suitors. One is Calvin, and Calvin he's funny. He has good character, but he makes $23,000 a year. Melvin is kind of a cornball. He's goofy. You don't like him as much. They kind of look similar, but Melvin makes $80,000 a year, and you know he will be a good provider. Who do you choose and why?
So, first of all, I would choose the person that I could see myself growing old with. And that would most likely be the person who is not a stiff, because that's that real life happened to me. But yeah, I was younger, so I was younger. But at the same time, it's like
you have bills, and you have kids.
I mean, it's so many layers to this. Like,
it's not that decision is not difficult.
I did. Well, I answered the question. So you want me to say
no? You're saying that there's layers to this, and what I'm saying,
but see, this is what y'all do. Like, y'all do this in these spaces. Y'all want me to say A or B, without adding the nuances within that.
Okay, my apologies.
Ask me as who I am today and the way that I think. Yes, I would choose the person that I could have great conversations with. I would choose the person that makes me laugh. I would choose the person because that's who I chose when I got married. That's who I chose. I chose the person who made me laugh. I could have conversations with, that I could grow old with. So again, you're asking a person. I don't subscribe to hypergamy. You're asking me something that I don't see, because I'm also a person that if I need to get up and I need to go work a few jobs in order to make ends meet, I will do that. So that's who I am. So at the end of the day, who I would choose is that the first person, I guess the first person you said, he's not making as much money, because at the end of the day, this person can rise up. He can go up, he can go up the ladder. He can make more money. Like, there are so many dynamics to this.
But if he doesn't,
I personally am not going to be miserable just for the sake of money. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to do that ever.
And I can appreciate that. And I think the thing is, okay, looking at your situation, you pretty much grew up with your husband. I mean, not as a kid, but I'm talking about in your adulthood.
Yeah.
And it's different.
But I've known him since I was 12.
Yeah. So it's a little different. It's a little different. You can't really compare that. But I will say that you have some women who didn't grow up with the man, even in adulthood, that they have a guy that they like. It makes them feel good. And within several years, they'll say that the spark is not there. And, finances and financial problems has a way of doing that. In fact, a lot of the people who are getting divorces, in the beginning, they couldn't keep their hands off each other. They loved each other so much, it was bigger than money. But money has, or the lack of money has a way of changing quite a bit. Let me move over to Doc. Doc, you heard in the commercial that lady say there's something different about Calvin. So why would you give this guy an opportunity to be with you and give him a shot at happiness and love?
Are you saying in the case of Calvin and the other guy who makes 80 or whatever?
Yeah. I'll give you the same question. Who are you choosing?
I'm choosing Calvin. Is he the one with the 20,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's who I'm gonna be choosing. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Ray, what's your problem? I mean, you can't accept my answer. What's your issue, sir?
So your issue is just Walmart. It's not.
Wait, Rico, don't finish your statement.
It is, because This is.
Can I finish?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. But this is a hell of a development because, hey, just last week. You
trying to be petty.
Hold on, I'm not trying to be petty.
Yeah, you are.
No. It's about consistency. It's about consistency. All I'm saying. See, here's the thing. With my aunt, no matter how hard we press her, she has been consistent on her position. Okay,
really?
she's been consistent on her position. Right.
I have to.
No.
But you just refuse to accept it, and you refuse to let me finish my thought. But that's
okay.
typical of you.
No.
Part of your brothers. No. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. She has been consistent, Abe. I told you, you're missing something. She's been consistently inconsistent. So you're right. I apologize.
Okay.
PeachDr, you're right.
PeachDr, I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm trying to understand. Okay, why wasn't the guy who made $40,000 at Walmart good enough for you, but the guy who makes $22,000 at McDonald's is good enough for you? See, this is what's confusing. Explain that to me.
Now, I can tell you, and I can clear all up your confusion, but you got things messed up when it comes to PeachDr.
Okay.
So I'm answering your question based off of the scenario that you're putting out there. You gave me somebody who I would not even be attracted to, not even his account, versus someone that I probably would be most likely attracted to, and that's what he makes.
I said they look the same.
No. So therefore, there's no confusion about my statement. But you guys wanted to believe that, but just because he's not on her salary range, then he's not good enough. That is not what I said, but that is what you're trying to make it out to be. You can't flip back any more clips and bring up where I said that. Crickets.
No, please. I'm
We really didn't need to respond because you're not really clearing anything up right now. You said you're gonna.
He asked the question, and I stated.
The brothers look alike.
I stated, Rico, put your hearing aid in. I stated that based off of his scenario that he gave me, which was somebody who's a stiff, making all this money, versus somebody who's probably more my type, is what I said. And that will be why I would choose him, because he's more my type. So he's equally yoked with you.
So basically, he didn't do a great enough job of explaining how great a person was that worked at Walmart.
So in regards to what you stated, if he's equally yoked with me, that's a whole nother story, because that's not what you presented. That's not what you presented. You presented me a scenario where there are two guys, one that makes a whole lot of money, the other one that doesn't make so much money.
Oh, okay, so I'm clear. Outside of that scenario, Calvin would never stand a chance.
Outside of that scenario, what?
Correct. Calvin would not stand a chance.
You know what? Again.
That's a question.
He may not.
Well, what's the purpose of answering questions if you're just gonna keep it in?
Because it clearly depends on what I'm being presented with. And furthermore,
but are we not here for clarity?
Let me finish. Furthermore, for someone who has been shunned by you men for making more money, that's where I have
shunned you for making more money.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
None of us know what you make.
I'm just saying in general.
Maybe Stan knows.
It's been an issue, and I said this is probably my first time on about it being an issue with me being in relationship with guys or dating guys, and I'm intimidating to them because of what I do in my money.
Why do they know how much money you make?
It's neither here nor there. It's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. It's neither here nor there.
Why do they even know how much money you make?
That's neither here nor there.
Why does someone who's dating you know how much money you make? It is here. You said they're intimidated. Why do they know how much money you make?
Next, I'm not. That's so irrelevant to what we're talking about.
It's so absolutely relevant.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with nothing. That proves 0 points.
How can you be intimidated by something you don't know?
That proves 0 points, man.
It proves every point. It proves that you lead with your money.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
The first thing you talked about on the first show that you came on.
that was what was presented. I was asked a question. So I answered the question. So don't try to
you were just asked the
like,
question.
oh, I'm about
why do they know how much money
you don't know me in that regard. You're making a whole hell of a lot of assumptions.
Stating the obvious. I do not know you.
You're making a lot of assumptions tonight. Rico.
I'm not making any assumptions. I'm asking
You're making
you
a lot of assumptions. You're making
I asked you a question. I didn't assume anything.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You assumed that I lead with my money, which is a complete.
I said you led with your money.
I don't even start with what I do. It's not a matter of when somebody sits at a table with Kimbria and say to her,
I'm sorry.
hey, I'm XYZ. That's not even the gist of our conversation. So that's where you can stop right there because you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know that you have
no, you don't.
In your name.
Okay.
Right? And I do know that you proudly claim to be accomplished. I do know that. I do know that you complain that you've been shunned for making more money. And I'm just asking you a simple question. Why?
I answered all your questions.
Why do they know how much money you make?
I've answered all the questions.
Recognize that it's been a problem in the past. So why?
I've answered all the questions. First of all, it's public knowledge.
Okay, I want to bring in Miss Polly. Same thing, hypothetical, and based on your previous positions, I think you wouldn't have any problem going with with Calvin, who makes $22,000. But you also have a unique position that I don't think any of the other sisters on the panel have, right? As your name suggests, Miss Polly, you are, if you don't mind me sharing, you're in a polyamorous relationship, and you have you have multiple boyfriends. Can you let the panel know how many boyfriends you have?
I have two right now.
Okay. Has there ever been a time where you've had more than 2 boyfriends at a time?
Yes.
Okay. And each of your boyfriends, they all know about each other, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So your situation is unique in that, unlike some of the other sisters who are monogamous and they want everything in one person, that's not the situation with you. Because what you don't get from boyfriend A, you can get from boyfriend B, and what you don't get from boyfriend B, you can get from boyfriend C, correct?
I will say not necessarily, but I mean, there's more. Like, what do you mean more from? I guess.
No, because it's hard.
I get what you're saying.
Human beings are not Mr. Potato Head. You just can't build them.
Yeah.
So
I don't want anybody just to get the perception that I'm building my own man. With multiple people. So yeah, I mean, I want to date someone in whole. Like, I would date you individually, by yourself, standalone. So that's the only thing I want to make sure. So I get what you're saying though.
So, but without question, you're giving Calvin a shot.
Oh yeah, I have no issue. If you can come step to me, and you are trying to genuinely get to know me, and I don't have no issue. Let's get to know each other. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta, before we move on, it's coming to the brothers. Do you believe, Sweet Jones? Do you believe that a lot of sisters would give a good brother who, his brother has good character, but he's broke? Do you believe they're giving him a shot? A lot of sisters. Honest answers.
This day and age.
But he broke though. But we talking about this, but he broke though. Let me just.
And Stan, you look different.
No, he got his head down.
Sweet Jones, you look different.
He got his head down.
Hey, bro.
Oh my God!
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
get a word out.
Kind of light, nice looking, bro. I ain't.
Second time in a row, PeachDr.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Second time. It's the second time in a row, PeachDr.
But you didn't say that with Rico.
Back to my.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
A lot of women these days ain't going for it.
Right.
In my opinion. To directly answer your question, because you used the word a lot of women I don't think are going for it. But just with everything else, I know of exceptions, but a lot of women just ain't going for it. is the way the world works today, the messages that are being put out there, you know, they're kind of similar to the messages that were put out in the past, but they're a little bit more blunt these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's more, you know, it's more direct and in your face. You know what I'm saying? As far as what women think or expect from men out here in this day and age. But I know a lot of women who will take a joker that ain't making no money. I know a lot of women who like, as some women call it, build-a-bear men. I know, I got them in my family. I know friends. But the majority is gonna be that they ain't going for it.
Ray, let me bring you in. Same question.
Well, it's weird to me that all three women on the panel said that they would talk to Calvin. It's just weird to me that they say that, because I can't imagine Calvin having that many options. I just don't see it. But it's some odd about someone that would say all three women, 3 out of 3 said they would be with Calvin. It's just incredibly odd to me. It's just the guys like that don't have as many options as guys who you know, are doing better for themselves on the financial level. But all of the women say, like one of them would say they wouldn't give him a chance. It's just, it goes back to what I say, that women don't like to look bad. And just like you heard Miss Polly just got through saying, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to build a man. Other people's perception of them is very important. It's more everybody's perception, to men too, you know, but
yeah,
not to
let's be real.
Men and women, but not to the same degree as women.
No,
women don't like to look bad. Women do not like to look bad, and whatever it takes to say what they need to say. But the thing is, you don't have to actually live that life to understand the point that's being made. Just because it's not your particular situation, it doesn't mean that you can't say, I understand what you're saying. So you have to actually live that life in order to understand it. That's the crazy part about it. It's just another way of deflecting. It's just another way to get, the only way that you can understand is if you have to have lived that life. Like Mike keeps saying, that's not my situation. Okay, because it's not your situation, you can't understand it. You can't see what he's trying to say. I'm sure that you have female friends.
Who are we talking about?
I said my aunt, like you keep saying, that's not my situation.
No,
so
I understand. I know you said my name. I'm saying, whose situation am I supposed to be seeing?
You didn't hear yourself when you said, hey, I can't speak for hypergamy. Any subject is, that's not my situation, so I can't speak for it.
I didn't say that. See, you don't be listening. That's that is part of it.
It's so hard. It's first of all, it's hard to finish a state. Now I sat here quietly. I didn't say one single word this whole time.
You brought my name up. You brought my name up. You brought my name up.
Go ahead. It's your stage. Go ahead, sweetie.
So I did say that there are women that are hypergamous. I can acknowledge hypergamy. I can acknowledge the current dating climate. I can acknowledge all those things because I have children, and I want my children to find spouses that are going to treat them properly and correct. So you might not be able to understand why a good man like Calvin, who has a personality, who has a strong work ethic, who is funny and charming, can get women, because you don't have that personality. So you're wondering, how can Calvin get all of these men? Because you are not.
Calvin doesn't want men. He wants women.
Like,
he doesn't want men. I don't think he wants men.
Like, sure, it's not, it really, like, y'all like to do this. Y'all like to divert the conversation. But the thing is,
Calvin gay.
Okay, first of all, if we really want to talk about the commercial, we can talk about how the commercial was programming and how McDonald's was trying to actually get kids. So, you want to divert the conversation. I'm great at really talking about.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you did that earlier.
Good at diverting. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But again, you brought my name up, so I am going to respond to what you're saying. I can understand so many things on so many levels, but because I don't experience it and I don't subscribe to it. See, a lot of you men want to say, hey, woman, you're not submissive, but you should want to be submissive because that's what women are supposed to do. Like, I'm not your woman. I don't have to.
This episode is about.
I don't have to agree with your experience. Like, I'm not with you. Like, I don't have to agree with it. We don't have to connect on that. Like, you're gonna turn off this camera and go on be with your life. I'm gonna turn off this camera and go on and be with my family. So I don't have to agree with that. So if you don't want me to interrupt you, just don't bring up my name. I understand hypergamy. I can understand why some women would want to be hypergamous. I can understand women being in their 30s and 40s and saying, I want to be in a financial stable relationship. I can understand that. I can understand men who say that I don't want to be having a hypergamous woman, or I can understand a man who leads with only I can understand all of those dynamics, all of those situations, and I can still say that is not my experience. I am not hypergamous, and I'm not going to live my life like that. You want to put everything in this box because that is what you are. You are you're one-dimensional. I'm not one-dimensional. I'm multi-dimensional. I exist on several different layers, and you don't understand that. That's why we can't connect on anything, because you don't understand my existence and my reality, and that's it.
Oh, Miss Girl, she just got you together.
That's one say, who hurt you? I'm just saying. It's like, no, I'm just playing. Like,
so, Ray, can I ask a quick question before? Just real quick, do you like hypergamy? Like, is that something that you think that you're like that's positive for you, or no? I'm just asking.
Who you asking?
I want to know who you asked. Okay, so is it okay? I want to say some stuff, and I want to get to the end of it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish, Bo.
Is everybody all right with that?
Yes,
damn. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I've said this many times on the show before, that I don't think hypergamy is a negative thing. And it only drives men to do better because our number 1 and 2 goal is women and women. And any man will tell you that you cannot influence a man to do better with his life outside of women. It's impossible to do. Rappers, drug dealers, multimillionaires, billionaires, they all influenced by women. You don't even understand the power that you have over us because we do almost everything directly and indirectly to get women. It is a compliment. And I say all the time, no, women should not. And I said that on a few shows back. Women should not stop being hypergamous because it drives us to do better as human beings. It's a reason why nature gave you all the hypergamy thing. It's because it makes us do better in life. So I don't know why is it, what? Anyway, so like I say, it's a reason why nature gave women this whole thing since the beginning of time. Kings and Egyptian kings and people who run the businesses and have billions of dollars or millions of dollars. People try to do better to attract women. So it is not a negative thing. It only makes you do better. Because listen, if I did not need to be hypergamous, I mean, if women were not hypergamous, the chances of men going to college, going to do these dangerous jobs that are hazardous, they wouldn't do them. And who would have the lights? Would we have all this? Would we have this establishment if men were not interested in pleasing a woman or turning? No, we would not. It's no purpose of doing it. If I could go and be Calvin and work a part-time job at McDonald's and still get a gorgeous woman, it's no reason for me. It's no reason for me to do that. Right. It's no reason. So of course I think that it's okay. I don't see anything negative about it. And as one time I heard Hanifa say on the show, maybe we should eliminate the phrase gold digger. Right. And she has a damn good point. Right. Yes, I think that we should not bring up gold digger anymore because I believe that women they gravitate toward hypergamy. And there's a reason why we got this subject going on, because we see a lot of women that want men who make a lot of money. those men have a lot of options. They have unlimited options, man. And so this hypergamy thing is something, even though we're tap dancing around it, even on the last show's tap dancing around it, it's something for a reason. It's something for a reason. We didn't just pull it out our ass.
Let me say touch on the whole gold digger, and I agreed with our sister Hanifa when she said that maybe we should get rid of the word. But gold diggers are a real thing, and I think the problem is that we conflate an hypergamous woman with a gold digger. Okay, because at the root of the word hypergamy is gamy, which means marriage, right? Monogamy means to marry one. Polygamy means to marry multiple. Bigamy means to marry two. Hypergamy means to marry up. Hypogamy means to marry down. But gold diggers are about almost just what it says. Like a person who used to dig for gold, like during the 49ers, the California gold rush. They dig, extract the gold minerals out of one mine, and once it's depleted, they move on to the next. And that's what a gold digger is like. A gold digger as a woman, she goes in, sucks out your resources, and when the resources are done, she's gone. I don't necessarily, I think the problem is that we conflate being a gold digger and being hypergamous. And I just think that's wrong. But let me bring in Rico. Rico, what say you on the same question? Do you believe that most sisters would give a good brother a shot if he didn't necessarily have the make enough money?
Well, first I'm going to say that you did a great job of pointing out the differences between a gold digger and a hypergamous woman. You did a great job. Your question, you said if he didn't make enough money. So the answer is an easy no on that. So maybe you shouldn't say enough money, but let's just say if a brother wasn't like making a lot of money and by a woman's standards, I still don't think she would give him a chance. Most accomplished women would give him a chance. No, absolutely not. If a woman now is trying to get a job at McDonald's and Calvin already has a job at McDonald's, then she might give Calvin a chance. And you definitely have some exceptions to the rule, but I don't think that, no, that's still shooting up. You definitely.
I didn't do that. I did not do that.
I'm just saying.
I didn't do it. I repeated it.
Okay. All right. You definitely have exceptions to the rules. You have some exceptional people out here in different arenas of life. But for the most part, I don't think that women would give a brother. I don't think most of the women on this continent, United States of America, I don't think they would give the brother. They would knowingly give a McDonald's worker or a Walmart worker a chance, unless they just wanted a discount at McDonald's or Walmart.
Okay, I'm just getting a little confused on what you're saying, because I hear what you're saying, Ego.
Okay.
And so so you're saying that they wouldn't give him a chance. Are you saying they should give him a chance, or they should not, because they should be?
No, I'm not saying that they should give him a chance. I'm saying that I don't believe they would. However, if you're just saying that you want a man of good character, if you're just saying that you want a man who's loyal, or if you want an attractive man or whatever, then if he meets that criteria, then and you eliminate him because he works at McDonald's, then you should also be honest about the fact that you want a man of means. If you don't, if his means don't matter, then that should not be the automatic elimination thing. Like if it doesn't matter, then you shouldn't automatically eliminate an average or below average earner.
So is the real issue that men just want clarification on if women should want them or say what they want and mean what they want? Is that really the issue, or is it, you know what I'm trying to say? Because you're saying you should, well, Ray did, and I actually agree to Ray. If you want to be hypergamous, our system kind of runs on that, and you should want to marry up. But then you're saying women are saying, no, that's not true. We really are like, is it more of a, you're saying women are accountable for not telling the truth or being honest? Is that what we're
absolutely, absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to clarify.
That's it. That's all we're saying. Like, if you're hypergamous, that's fine, but be honest about being hypergamous. Don't say it doesn't matter, and then I say, hey, here's my boy right here. He's a good guy. He's a solid dude. He works down at right there. You know, the same Walmart you go to all the time. Good looking.
Okay, you're saying women are clarifying, women are backtracking. They're saying, oh, he's a great guy, and then find out he makes 30,000 and saying, well, he's not good enough for me. Yeah. And that's making men confused. Yeah. That would
we get confused a lot by what you all say you want from us, because it's always something different. It's always subjective, and it changes from second to second. And Calvin really wouldn't get, he probably would have a girl or so, but he wouldn't get that much play. His options would be incredibly limited, because we listen to what you all say and we take that and apply it to life. But what you say is not necessarily what you want. It's a trick. So if we listen to what you say, we'll be stuck out, because we listen to what you say. You will do what it takes to get you. And by you all being so honest about things, it's very hard to get a pinpoint on what you want. It's very hard to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this. Then this is just a fair question, I will say. Do you think that then it is fair to say that men want us to be more honest about things? And then men also will say that the same honesty you're asking for, as you hear the honesty, for example, the body number, then, oh, snap, you're not good enough. So isn't it kind of the same thing?
No, it's absolutely not the same thing.
You're asking someone to be honest. If they're honest with you, you're saying they're not good enough.
Okay, that's right. You know, because someone is honest and they appreciate your honesty does not mean that they're going to accept your shortcomings, you know, what they consider a shortcoming. So if a person says, hey, I want you to be honest, and you brought up body count, and then you say, yeah, well, I slept with 30 guys last month, and they go, oh, they're not penalizing you for being honest. They're just removing themselves from a situation that they find undesirable. I don't mind if you say that Calvin's situation is undesirable, if you're honest about the fact that it's undesirable simply because Calvin makes $23,000. If you're just being honest about that, then Calvin gets to take that and say, well, if I want this class of woman, then I've got to do better.
Yeah.
Just be honest about it, though. Don't say, you know, that really doesn't matter. But then when Calvin loses his job, he loses his wife and his children, and he's like, what? I thought we were in love. Like, it's just be honest.
A lot of men fall victim to that. A lot of men fall victim to saying, you hearing it doesn't matter and all that, and then those men get looked over, to be honest with you. Calvin wouldn't have that many options in the neighborhood.